Hello students, how are you all doing? Welcome to my classroom. Let's talk about the first chapter in biology today, and that is fundamental unit of life. And what is it? Nothing but the cell. So the cell is the fundamental unit of life, and cell is the structural and functional unit of life as well. Robert Hooke is a genius behind the discovery of cell. He was wondering what are these corks made of. So he decided to make thin slices of the cork and look under the microscope. What did he see? He saw honeycomb-like structures. And these honeycomb-like structures had specific compartments which he called cells. Cells means little room. So basically he saw very little rooms within the cork. Remember, cork is made from plant bark. So he was observing plant bark under the microscope, and this plant bark are made up of little rooms which he called as cells. This was a big discovery in the world of biology, and this discovery was made in 1665 by Robert Hooke. But you have to remember that these cells are dead cells. That is, he saw the dead cells which had the outline and an empty space. These were not living cells. Anton von Leeuwenhoek in 1674, he was a Dutch scientist. He for the first time saw live cells in pond water. So the term cell was given by Robert Hooke, who saw dead cells from cork under the microscope, and Anton von Leeuwenhoek saw live cells. Is it clear now? So what you can understand from here? Basically, living organisms are made up of cells, that is little compartments. And these cells perform all the function, and they also give a specific structure to an organism. So, cells are the structural and functional unit of life, as well as cells are the fundamental units. Organisms can be divided into two broad types depending upon the number of cells they have in their body. When only one cell is present in an organism, it is called unicellular organism. Uni means single. So, unicellular organisms are organisms which have only one cell in their body. Do you know the example of unicellular organism? Let's see. They are amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, chlamydomonas, etc. On the other hand, if an organism has many cells, then it is called multicellular organism. If you look at this picture, you can see this building is made up of many bricks. So, these many bricks ultimately make the building, which is equal to many cells making the organism. Each brick is a cell. So, this whole thing can be compared with a multicellular organism, where each brick is a cell and the whole thing is an organism. Examples of multicellular organism, of course human, we all know we have many cells in our body, plants, animal. Now you have to understand, in a multicellular organism there is division of labor. That is, all the cells do not perform the same function. There are a group of cells which perform one kind of function. There is another group of cells which perform another kind of function. For example, the red blood cells carry oxygen in our body. So they are one kind of cell. On the other hand, the nerve cell, which look also very different, transmit different kinds of signal. So different cells in a multicellular organism perform different functions, and they have different shape and size as well depending upon their function. We'll discuss about it in details later. For now, we know there are unicellular organisms which has single cell, and there are multicellular organisms which have many cells. Let's see the differences between the unicellular and the multicellular organisms. As we said, unicellular organisms are made up of single cell, and you all know multicellular organisms are made of many cells. All activities are performed by a single cell in a unicellular organism because they have only one cell. So all the activities has to be performed by a single cell only. On the other hand, specialized functions are performed by a group of cells, As I told you earlier that a group of cell performs one kind of function, another group of cell will perform another kind of function. They have a very simple body organization. Because it is one cell, they cannot have much complexity in that. On the other hand, multicellular organisms have complex body organization. Their lifespan is generally small and multicellular organisms have a longer lifespan. Let's see some more differences. The total cell body is exposed to the environment. It is quite obvious because they have one cell, so the whole thing is exposed to the environment. On the other hand, only the outer cells are exposed to the environment in case of multicellular organism. There is no division of labor as single cell has to perform all the functions. In case of multicellular organism, division of labor is present. Asexual reproduction is predominant. However, sexual reproduction is also seen, for example, conjugation. In case of multicellular organism, mostly reproduction is sexually, but there are examples of asexual reproduction as well. So now you know 7 differences between unicellular and multicellular organism. Do you know any more differences? Let me know in the comment. As I have told you, cells can be of different shapes. For example, the red blood cells, which are biconcave disc-like structure. And what does this red blood cells do? We have discussed sometime before. They carry oxygen. In case of human, the red blood cells do not have nucleus. That is, these are unnucleated cells. We will talk about nucleus and cytoplasm in details in my next video. There are white blood cells which have lobed nucleus. They look very different from the red blood cells. So the shapes are different for red blood cells and white blood cells. Again, a neuron or a nerve cell looks so much branched. It is completely different from a red blood cell or a white blood cell. The smooth muscle cell is pretty much elongated. The bone cells look like this. Ovum look like this. Ovum is the female gamete. On the other hand, a sperm looks completely different. Do you know what sperm is? Yes, it's the male gamete. They have a head and they have a tail, while the ovum is round in structure. So there is a vast difference in shapes. Again, a fat cell will look like this. So you can understand that there is vast difference in the shape of the cells. Some cells like white blood cells and amoeba can even change their shape. They don't have a very particular shape. Not even shape, the size of cell also differs. Some cells are very small while the other cells are very large. In general, cells cannot be seen in the naked eyes. It is seen with the help of microscope. But there are cells which are so large that they can be seen with naked eyes. Do you know what is the smallest cell? Yes, it is mycoplasma. It looks like this. The red brown structures you see, these are the mycoplasma which we can see only under the microscope. They are pretty small, only 10 micrometer in size. And have you any idea about the largest cell? They are the ostrich eggs. See how big they are. A person is holding in the hand a big egg. That is the size of an ostrich egg. It is about 15 to 18 centimeter. So you can understand the smallest cell is in micrometers and the largest cell is in centimeters. So how small is micrometer? 1 micrometer, which is also called micron, is 1,000th of a millimeter. So now you can calculate and find out how small is a mycoplasma and how big is an ostrich egg. Now let me know in the comment what is the longest cell and how long is it. Do you have any guess? Yes, you are correct. Nerve cells are the longest cells. They can be as long as 90 to 100 centimeter. Take a ruler and measure how long is 90 to 100 centimeter. Then you can get an idea how long is a nerve cell. But remember, the size of an organism depends on the number of cells and not on the size of cell. That means the size of the cells present in elephant is almost similar to the size of the cells present in rat. But because elephant has more number of cells, that's the reason it's big. It's not the size of the cell, but the number of cells that makes an organism small or big. In man, the number of cells are expected to be 100 trillion, that is 10 to power of 14. Wow, can you imagine how many cells your body has? Do you think you need a WhatsApp break now? Okay, let's stop here for today. We'll continue in the next video. But before you stop, do me a favor. Please share this video with your friends so that everyone can learn together. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment. Thank you.